Will ever be.
We're live on the internet.
Ta-da! See, the thing is that every Thursday night when I do the check-ins with Louise, I
Mm-hmm.
forget, but the Northern Knits podcast is subscribed to Wildflower Bowl with the notification bell on. So
Uh-huh.
about 30 seconds after we go live, my phone vibrates and reminds me that Louise is live.
Hey, did you know you're live right now?
No, you're live on the internet right now. I'm like, oy vey,
Whoa. What a concept.
oy vey. Hey
I did not
guys,
organize this properly. I need to scooch some things.
Guys, she's running with coffee and a mug cake. Do not feel bad for her.
I'm
Do
doing
not feel
great
bad for her.
today.
She's doing fine. She's doing fine. Hello, Internet. Hello, people in the chat.
Hello, Angela and Elisa and Susanna.
Ooh, lovely.
It is
I have to,
promising to get quite toasty in this room, so I'm actually gonna open a window despite the fact that it's snowing. But it's
that's
spring,
fine.
don't worry about it. Well, I guess it's spring tomorrow, technically.
Really, it's not that big of a shock. It's not going to stay that long. So, really, I say. I gotta fold this Karen cotton cake ball band so
I
that
was
I
gonna say, how are
can
you gonna fold whole cake?
read.
I was very confused.
Well,
Oh, we've got Nikki and
first,
Sally and Jen.
need to rescue this ball
Oh, yes,
because this
that needs
cake
some rescue.
has seen better days. But
Okay,
once
I've
it's
got this
rescued, I
on.
can get started.
Okay. I
But
cheated a
if I'm going
little.
to, okay,
Whoop. I cheated a
you
little. I
cast.
started last night so that I had my pattern established and I didn't have to count.
That
So I had to
is super
chain
fair.
like 37 inches of stitches,
Oh God,
and I didn't want to be doing that live.
that is fair.
So I have done my chain row and almost two more rows just to
That's
get my
fine.
pattern established. I cheated a little bit.
If I was doing a more complicated pattern, I probably would. But like, I'm making a tote bag, guys. I can
Silence
totally
outside
cast
world,
on.
I'm doing a podcast.
That is not how that works. That is super not how that works.
Nikki's making chocolate drip ganache for hubby's birthday cake. Can I come over to your house?
She has a mug cake, Nikki. She's fine.
I am fun, but it doesn't have ganache. It only has
Well, now,
chocolate chips. It's not the same.
whose fault is that? You were perfectly capable
Well,
of
see,
making
I
your
don't
own
actually know how
cake.
to make ganache. Maybe that needs to be an experimental Tuesday
It should be an
where I
experimental.
where and I make ganache.
How can you not know how to make ganache?
I don't
I
really
mean,
make
I
cakes, and
don't.
as far as I know, that's what you put ganache on.
I don't tend to make ganache because I don't like it on cakes.
I mean, I'm sure it's just like melting some chocolate and mixing some stuff in.
Pretty much, yeah. But it's pretty much all chocolate stuff. It's melting some chocolate and mixing some stuff in.
Nikki confirms it's super easy. Also, I have confirmed my invitation to come have cake. Angela says, "Yippee, a bag."
Yeah, I know. I need a bag.
This
I'm gonna
had
double check to
exclamation
make
points. I
sure.
don't think it was a sarcastic yippee. I think it was a legitimate.
I know. I know. It's gonna be a lovely thing. Oh, and it's such a boho 60s, 70s vibe bag to go with my boho 60s, 70s themed stretchy printed summer dresses I'm working on and skirts.
Perfect. Okay.
Like,
I guess since I have control of
I
this, I
just
could throw up pictures of what it is that we're making.
sure.
I
I
have
can
the
share
power.
my screen.
What is it that you're making?
I
Or
am
you yeah,
making
you could also share your
I
screen
can just
since
share my screen. So why don't I does that?
yeah.
Oh, ha ha ha. This is the point where I realize I didn't turn off my sound dude. So my computer's going to talk to me while I talk to you guys. It'll be fine.
Oh, well that'll be fun.
It'll be something.
It'll be great.
What are you? You're the one I want.
You're the one that I want. Do ooh, ooh.
Look at the size of font I need, guys. Isn't that beautiful?
It's very legible.
It's very legible. I'm making this. It's the
Ooh.
grindstone tote bag today. We're going to start this. It's by Tara Brinks. And that definitely fits a maxi summer dress. and then my old blue baby doll dress that I'm remaking into a new baby blue blue baby doll dress.
Yeah.
It fits into that vibe really well, so that's what I want to make.
Yes, that's going to
But
be
I'm
perfect.
doing it in the nested oops in the nested blues. So I'll stop sharing my screen because we don't need me to do that anymore.
All right. I
I'm
have a
making it
tab
in the
that.
nested
Sorry, Karen.
blues colorway from the Karen cotton cakes. These are these are two cakes that Susanna actually sent me. She's in chat. So because the grindstone bag is bulky, I'm holding two worsted double to get close to bulky.
It's going to be great.
Under
Angela
the
says she
theory
loves
that
knitting bags.
oh, knitted bags, crochet bags they're such fun. They're such fun. They're such fun. Because I'm a human who fully understands that any and all bags are secretly pocket universes.
You can find some amazing things in bags.
I tend to keep bags in my bag, which makes no sense. Uh, I keep
No, that makes
everything
perfect sense. I keep
organized
bags in
in little
bags.
bags in my bag so I can feel from the size of the bag what area that little baggie in the bag covers.
It
Just
makes
makes
sense to me.
life easier. Just makes life easier.
Susanna asks Karen Cotton Cakes Nested Blues colorway?
The nested blues, yeah.
Nice. Angela says, wow, that would be a sturdy bag. So thick.
I know. I want a sturdy bag. An unsturdy
Come on,
bag wouldn't be
microphone
good.
arm, get out of the shot. We don't need you in there. No, it's just going to be in there. It's really determined. It's springy.
All right.
Okay.
I get all of
So the
that.
thing that I'm working on, I'm going to work on the Spring Valley Bandeau by Janine Miska. She is a knit and crochet indie designer and blogger from Winnipeg, Canada, which I didn't realize when I picked this pattern, but she's been on my to make list for a while. So that worked out really great.
Which
So
is
let me
good.
find the finished picture. Here we go. Okay, I'm dragging a thing onto a screen in case that bothers anybody. Do, 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 do. Oh, wait, there we go. So I will be making the Spring Valley Bandeau, which is basically a tube top with some ruching between the boobs.
Beautiful worded pattern. Diana's description.
Yeah. Um, yeah. And then the back is just it's a tube top with some ruching. That's it. So I'm going to make a big rectangle as I scroll down where we make the big rectangle. Yeah. You make a big rectangle and then you sew it together and then you basically sew in a loop of yarn. I'm pointing at stuff and you guys can't see me. And then you sew in a loop of yarn in the middle and like pull on it to make it ruche, and that's it. It's super simple, and I think it'll take one skein of yarn, but if it doesn't, I have a second skein that I can add in so that I have like a contrasting stripe at the top, and it'll be great.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Susanna asks, what is the name of the bag?
The grindstone tote.
Oh, is yours a free pattern?
Mine is a free pattern, yes.
Nice. As is mine.
It's
Okay.
I like it because that way I can try out the designer's style of writing and her patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's also easier to talk about because then you can just like at this point in the pattern it says, and it doesn't matter because it's a free pattern. Everybody can see it.
it does help. It does help. I don't have to keep the secret sauce secret, as the case may be.
So I'm working in this ridiculous like day glow rainbow. So I'll have a UV light react like a black light reactive. Oh come on, tube top in time for Pride Month in June. So this is Electric Zebra from Ginger Snap, and I had got a coordinating skein of plain black to go with this. So if I should run out of this and I'm not happy with how big my tube is, I will just add a contrasting black stripe at the top, and I think that'll look just fine.
Okay, that should look fine. That look
So,
quite sharp, actually.
so I caked that up yesterday, and then because you go around like widthwise. Here we go. As opposed to going up and down, you're going back and forth the long way. So they're very long rows. So I have all of this. Wait, it doesn't all fit in the frame. Hang on. I have. There we go. Now it's all in the frame. I have all of this rainbow barf string. And I think this is going to be really, really fun. It was a bit psychedelic when I was winding the yarn because the colors changed so quickly that it was just you stare at one spot in space and the colors just flash by. It was like hypnotic. I had great fun winding this. It was a little bit of a trip. And I pulled out my two-piece hooking hook that she's so kindly sent me. She sent me what's the little Pac-Man ghosty? The blue one. Blinky? I don't know. The little blue Pac-Man ghosty. So I have a lovely ergonomic hook to go with my ridiculous neon rainbow.
Where's your ridiculous neon rainbow?
It's good. It tones down the ridiculous rainbow.
I have a chain of 30 stitches,
Excellent.
which really isn't that big. I mean, it'll stretch out more as we go. And then the cotton and acrylic will relax. So once this bag has stretched after a use or two, she'll be nice, but not excessively large. Does that make sense? I
Yes.
love a big bag, but I have to be careful. So I'm not supposed to carry bags on my one shoulder anymore. So if I want a one
Mm,
shoulder bag or an over the shoulder bag, I have to keep it smaller to
yeah.
keep the weight down. Yeah.
Nikki says, "Guess what pattern I'm casting on for this make along? Hinted as socks."
Hey, to the socks.
Oh,
I
gee, I have
don't
no idea what kind of springy socks.
socks that we may have been talking about for hours the other day. I'm using one of my great grandmother's crochet hooks because it is the only 7 millimeter hook I have. So it's super old school plastic.
As I'm looking at this from farther away, I'm wondering if this is going to do some really interesting color pooling.
Possible.
This could end
And
up
that's
looking
fine. It'll look
really
really good.
psychedelic and stripy.
I know, but it'll be so good.
This is going to be such a fun project.
So
It
good.
is
I'm so
warm
excited.
in here. How
You
is it
opened the window.
so
I'm
warm?
not
I did.
sure
I closed the
what
vent.
else you could
I opened
do.
the window. I have
Hmm.
on the thinnest, lightest shirt that is appropriate for the internet.
Chain 30, two double crochet in the third chain from the hook, double crochet across till one chain remains. It's easy enough to understand. Two double
So
crochet in the last chain. Chain 30. Okay, I should have 30 stitches when I'm done. Because I
So what's
do a
everybody else working
two
on?
double crochet in the last chain.
We've got
That makes
some of
sense.
the Stardew Valley spring socks.
I need to find minis for that. You know?
I I want to have those, but I don't necessarily want to knit those. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because they look great, but they also look really fiddly to work on. And I'm just not in a fiddly color workplace. I am in a make a giant rectangle with a very repetitive stitch pattern place. And that is where I am at. I also learned last night that this is not a good yarn to work on in poor lighting because the dark colors are dark and the bright colors accost your eyeballs. So this is a daylight only project. This is not an artificial light in the evening project, unless maybe you've got an aught light, which I don't. It was a touch challenging once the sun went down, I discovered. Oh,
I'm
also has
counting.
joined us. Hello. else is going on in chat?
I have to make sure I get the right stitch count, guys. It's the
17,
base of the bag.
36, 42.
Which tells you how long we've been friends. I'm accustomed to ignoring you while I count.
I think I probably say the same numbers each time too.
Whoa, you know, it's entirely possible.
I think I have a list of random numbers, thereby making them not at all
Not
random.
random. Like that
But
would
like apparently I think
that's
these are
not
the
random.
most random numbers.
Okay, sure.
That I know that doesn't
Um,
work. Absolutely it does not work.
I just feel like this is the perfect opportunity for you to learn how to crochet without looking.
I may yet. We're
Because I
still
do.
working on it because the color changes are dramatic, and the stitch pattern is a chain one, skip a stitch, single crochet.
No, you can do that by feel.
I probably will be able to by the time I'm done this, honestly, but we're only on the second row, so it's gonna take a minute.
Oh, well, yeah. As far as the Stardew Valley socks go, you could probably talk to Jocelyn. That would be me. Into working an exchange program out for those socks.
Ah, okay, okay. I'm listening.
Because I am always in a color work frame of mind. Because I tend to find color work as relaxing as you find repetitive lace.
I just like big, repetitive things in pretty colors.
Which is super fair. I love counting to like two, three, four, one. Like I love color work. I don't know why. I really love color work. And I find it quite relaxing and quite comfortable to do all the time. What's stopping me from the Stardew Valley socks is I don't think I have the right colors to make them in. So we should talk. Because I will absolutely make a pair in all four seasons and then just rinse and repeat and make a pair in all four seasons for you. That's not a problem for me.
Mm.
Would I want to make two spring socks back to back? No. I'll switch. I'll probably make spring, then summer, then fall, then winter, and then rotate. Whenever I make one in the first time, I'll make the other the second time.
Okay,
Or
building
not.
this
I might
house
finish the
real
spring
quick.
socks and go, I'm totally making a second pair of these. Which might help because I am way better at finishing stuff for you than I am at finishing stuff for me. Maybe that'll get me over the sock issue.
Ross has been visiting with grandchildren today.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun day.
Lisa says 42 is the answer to life. Life, the universe,
Yes,
and everything. Yes,
it really
I'm
is.
aware. Excuse me. That's why it's got to be in one of the random numbers. I don't know. I don't know. My list of random numbers is extraordinarily arbitrary, but very repetitive. Sally's working on her crochet memories blanket.
Ooh, nice.
I don't think I know that one. Is that similar to the?
It's not very
Oops.
dissimilar from the knitted memories blanket. Or
Okay,
it's
okay.
if we're honest, it's really not dissimilar from memories blankets are memory blankets. They're their own sort
They
of like
tend to be
classification.
squares that are attached in some fashion.
Squares, stripes.
Got it, got it, got it. I want to
The
make
important the important part
probably
is
not a
that the
memories
yarn means
one, but
something.
I don't think I have enough meaningful yarn to make a memories one necessarily, but I really like the look of them. I definitely want to
I
make
like
one day.
I like the scrappy nature of them.
I want to
They
make
look
like
like
I think
a
it's called
log.
a log cabin blanket, where you cast on like 10 stitches and then it goes out in a spiral.
Ooh,
You just do like a 10 stitch wide, 10 or 20, whatever, arbitrary number of stitches, and you just do like a strip, and then you miter a corner, and then you just strip, and you just spiral out.
that could be fun.
I'm gonna do one of those one day.
You gotta get some work done, babe.
I also want to do a jelly roll.
I'm working on
Yeah.
a jelly roll. What I like about blankets is I don't give them deadlines. They're big projects.
They are big I did a blanket on a deadline once. I
I
was
would not
unemployed at
do
the
that to
time,
myself.
so that
I would not.
worked.
I would not do that to
but
myself.
it got done. It was, I was impressed.
All right.
Apparently, the spirally blanket that I'm thinking of is called a 10 stitch blanket, and I'm misremembering it as being called something else.
That's fine. Nobody's gonna die. All right, double check my count. You do not count.
This yarn is so hard to see what you're doing when it marls itself with the black. There are no complicated stitches happening in this yarn. Absolutely nothing complex happening here. This is challenging enough. Just skipping the
Woohoo!
appropriate number of stitches.
Welcome to how I crochet.
I will I will remember that as I complain about how hard it is to see things.
So remember that one time you did that wonderfully gorgeous, crazy psychedelic yarn?
Yeah.
That's how I knit for everything. Well, that's how I crochet for both things. Okay, chain one, skip a stitch, one double
99
crochet.
100. I don't know where my brain's at. 10 2, skip a few. 9900.
I was
I don't know. I'm
following you.
like 6
I don't
years
know where
old
you were
today.
going, but okay.
I don't know where I'm going either.
It says I'm going to have 32 stitches at the end of this, but I right now only have 31, so there's an increase somewhere I gotta do. Till one stitch remains, two double crochet in the last stitch. Okay, I have to chain one, skip one, double crochet one till I get to the last stitch. I can do that.
Sorry, I have not been paying attention to chat. Oh, Elisa had 2 board game nights this week. Fantastic.
Ooh. What did you
Interesting playing the
play?
same games twice. The only games were mine. What games did you play? I need to know.
I
Were they
think we
good?
both need to
Do I
know.
need to play them? Do we need to play them? Oh my
Possibly.
gosh. So I'm thinking I'm going to actually take the week that I'm in Manitoba next month. I think I'm gonna
Yes.
actually just like take it off so that I can
What?
like visit people and do things.
What?
But I should bring that Arch Ravels knitting game, and we
Yes.
can finally actually play it. We can get Aaron and we can actually play it.
Talk to your brother-in-law and your husband
Yes, about gaming while we're there.
now
Yes,
for April, or your brother-in-law will be booked.
yes. Oh,
Because he's like me. We're both slightly overly obsessed with scheduling stuff. We're very happy to have a plan. We like to plan out in advance. I deal with change a bit better than he does, but that's not really saying anything. But yes, let's do that. Let's play a knitting board game with Aaron. I think that would be freaking fun.
okay. We shall plan that.
Yeah. Just remember if you take the week off,
Mm-hmm.
that most people will be working. So you'll have a lot of downtime in the days.
That suits me just fine.
Okay.
Honestly, I can go for walks. I can read books.
You can come visit Jocelyn. We can
I can
actually
come.
visit instead of
Yeah,
having just enough time to do podcast work and then you gotta go.
yeah. I
Yeah.
know enough people that are either like not 9 to 5 employed or like retired or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I can fill my days with people.
Yeah. I mean, we could fucking do a proper lunch, like a
Oh my gosh.
brunch. We could do a proper brunch
Oh my god, yes.
at like Stella's.
We could go yarn shopping.
I know we could have like we could go to Leonard Taylor, check out a spring line. Like we could do a proper
Oh my
girls'
god.
day, which we never get to do. We never get to do. That
Okay.
would be
Well,
amazing.
I this has solidified it. I'm taking the whole week off.
Oh, God, that'd be so good.
Okay,
Phaedra
well that's
agrees.
happening.
She's at my feet. She just snorted in approval, so
Okay, well, I'm glad Phaedra approves.
Bruce.
Sorry, I've not been paying attention to chat again. Um, Sally was talking about her crochet memories blanket. It is a corner to corner pattern done in
Oh,
blocks. She's using a DK yarn. It's by Hannah of the Cozy Cottage Crochet. Pattern is
oh,
$1 on Ravelry. Nice.
I've got to
That
go
sounds
look that up
great.
because that sounds like a lovely pattern.
That sounds very much like something I would want to do.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, Katie's saying, I think Log Cabin doesn't have mitered corners. I think you're right, and I'm confusing it with a different. Um,
Pattern.
yep, words. Words are so hard.
What am I here for,
Also has
guys?
sent me a link. What am I looking at? Oh, I was thinking of a different thing. Okay, the log cabin blanket is similar to what I was thinking, but so it's the 10 stitch blanket where you go in a spiral with the mitered corners. The log cabin blanket is a series of rectangles that you attach in sort of a spiral shape, but there's no mitered corners, they're just rectangles. And then you get a square of those, and then you put all the squares together. You know what? I could stop talking about things and just hold up a picture. How about I do that?
Do you want me to you don't need yeah, you can share screen pictures.
Well, I mean, I'm literally just sharing my screen for this stream.
Yeah. Just do that.
Okay, how do I full screen? Here we go. Do do
Also,
do.
don't be afraid to send me links because I don't see what she shares on the screen with you guys.
Anyway,
What
yeah,
was
so it's
what was that one
rectangles that you
dollar
attach in a
blanket?
spiral. As I point at things, you can't see me, and
Yeah, yeah.
Jocelyn can't see what I'm pointing at, and nobody can see
Yeah.
anything. That's
Great.
great. Anyway,
Working
that's a
perfect.
log cabin blanket. It's, yeah.
What's the name of that memories crochet blanket? The corner to corner one?
Crochet Memories blanket by Hannah of the Cozy Cottage Crochet.
Everybody hears my mechanical keyboard.
Clackety clackety.
I love my
Also
mechanical
says, I have
keyboard.
one memory blanket, and I gave away a granny stripe blanket, but I never remember where the yarn is from, so I just call it Scrappy Blanket. That's fair. Mine would be a Scrappy
There.
Blanket.
I've already forgotten who it was by. Oh, I'm doing great.
Hannah, Cozy Cottage Crochet.
Might be this one.
Oh, the games that Elisa played were Uno and Exploding Kittens. So
I
multiple
like
rounds of both
exploding
games
kittens.
on the nights. Yes, those are good games for playing multiple rounds of. The last
They're
time
very
I
good.
played Exploding Kittens, it was with my coworkers, and
Oh,
I
that's
was out
terribly
on turn
cute.
one. Like,
You
they
sucked in
like
that game.
doubled down, and I was out on turn one. It was hilarious, but also slightly demoralizing.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I actually don't own either of those games, Uno or Exploding Kittens. Not that's not entirely true. I have on my Game Boy Color.
Oh no.
I have a cartridge for Uno, assuming it still works.
Oh
It might
my
need a new battery at this point.
god. Oh my
But that
god.
is the only version of Uno that I know, or that I have rather.
That is insane, lady.
Yeah.
How tiny are okay, I need to stop looking because now that I'm into the Ravelry looking, I could be here for like ever.
Karen's like, you don't own Uno? I know, I don't own Uno. I have like regular decks of cards, and I have like literally 100 other games. That's not an exaggeration. It's literally 100.
What was this one? I was watching this
I just don't
Instagram
have the
reel.
basics.
I was watching this Instagram reel. There was this lady and she was talking to the voiceover talks to you, whatever. They do their voice and she was doing things like women complain oh they can't find a good man and where's the good man and they all cheat, they all do this and she goes, you know where they are? She's like, they're gamers. That's where they are. She's like, find a man who does this. And she spans over to the board games. She's like, but not the regular ones, the really weird ones.
Yes, exactly.
And she's like, like Monopoly. And then you hear a male voice off screen going, well, actually, Monopoly is part of mainstream. And she looks at this camera and she's like, except you got to deal with that. And I
Well,
went, that just sums up every male gamer.
Yes, but like, honestly though,
No, it doesn't work because I did it a gamer. Doesn't work. False advertising.
okay,
False
well,
advertising.
there's,
What
okay,
am I
perhaps
doing?
a
Doing
greater
Round 3.
density of them in the gaming community then.
That's fair. That I'll give you. There is a greater density of them in the gaming community, but you do have to do with some peculiarities,
There's
like
definitely some
various
peculiarities.
peculiarities.
Yeah,
But it's fine because you come with your own, so it's okay.
that's great.
Oh, so good. Um,
Oh,
what are we
Karen
doing?
said,
Row 3.
Karen says she's taking a sock madness break and working on the spring socks.
Good idea. Well, yeah, because the second round pattern just dropped yesterday.
It's gorgeous. I would knit those twisty cable socks. I would do that.
Yeah, except you're not going to do it in 2 weeks.
Oh gosh, no, I absolutely will not do it in 2 weeks. That's why I'm not doing sock madness. I know better. That way lies true madness, not just the comical kind, the
Ugh,
actual
actual madness, yeah.
the actual my brain cells are rebelling.
So double crochet in the two double crochets in the first stitch did that. Double crochet across, placing a double crochet in every stitch, and chain space until one stitch remains. Two double crochet in the last stitch. 34 stitches. Okay, so I should 34 stitches when I'm done this row.
Elisa says for the games she was a lot more jerkish because she was playing a lot with her little brother, and he brings out the worst in me gaming wise. You know, younger
Don't
siblings
they?
are just the worst, but also the best, but also the worst.
Not
I
the point.
understand.
Let me tell you the amount of joy I get out of defeating my sister at her own board games. Her own board games.
It is extremely satisfying in a way that beating
Oh,
other people is
yeah.
not.
It really is. It really, really is.
Plus, Uno and Exploding Kittens, those are really the games for being jerks. Like, the more jerk you are, the more fun it is.
No, my sister says she's finally starting to feel better, so she's finally getting whatever infection it is out of her system. So we're gonna try to do a dinner thing or something this week.
Oh, good. Yes, she had been attacked by the tiny chickens with
The tiny
trebuchets.
chickens, the tiny chickens with trebuchets got her good.
Ugh. Yeah, when I came back from Jamaica with the tiny chickens, there were no trebuchets. So it was a pretty
Thank
weak
God,
force, to
hey?
be honest.
Yeah. So when they come at you with trebuchets and their own ballistas, you know that you're in for the long haul. Guys, I'm
Oh
talking about
gosh.
being sick. Talking about being sick.
Yeah, you get a cold or something, cold, flu. It's tiny chickens. I don't
I've
know
been attacked by
why.
the tiny chicken plague.
I'm probably is it a video or something from the Green Brothers about the tiny chickens?
It's one of the brothers got sick with the cold, and he akined it to being under attack from tiny chickens, and it sort of just took on a life of its own. And
Of
that
course, they
was
both
a
find a clip or
long
something.
time ago, guys.
Oh, I fully expect this to be like a clip on the earliest days of YouTube from like 10, 15 years ago.
Possibly. It's been around a while. And it's not like one of their biggest things, so like I don't know if you'll find a lot of reference points to it. I just know that that's where I heard it from and I liked it, so I took it. As one
Nick,
does.
Nikki says her man is a gamer. Yes. See, it's a good place to find them.
No, it's not. It's a lie. Don't found anybody.
There's
Absolute lie.
there's a greater density of ones that are worth finding, perhaps.
Absolute lie, people.
Well, I don't know. We've got several people in the chat who marry gamers.
I am a gamer. It's an absolute lie.
I mean, so am I. Elisa says she's the gamer of the family. Karen has a homemade Uno game because my daughter wanted one with her stuffed animals on the cards, so we made that. 2 rainy afternoons of work
Cute.
for a 10-minute game. Honestly, that sounds great though. Like, what a fantastic memory. That's wonderful. I love that. Oh, Asa's asking what we are casting on, because I guess we talked about that before she got here. So, do you want to go first or shall I?
24. Oh man, I'm short stitches. I gotta rip this row. I'm working on the grindstone tote, which I just casted on. I should have
So
34
far already.
stitches.
Oh my gosh. I've been working so hard
To,
on this and I only have this little rainbow strip.
but I'm short too many stitches, which means I need to rip back this row and see where I went wrong.
Oh no. I need to try to put my hair up because it's still somehow really freaking warm in here. Don't mind my hair doing weird stuff. It's warm.
It is one. I mean, there's a huge difference. Like each one of your rows goes the whole length of your freaking torso.
It
My rows
yes.
are like 34 stitches long right now. Like
My rows are
huge
considerably
difference.
longer than 30 stitches. I've casted on the Spring Valley bandeau with the very bright yarn. Ooh, crochet hook, come back. The very bright yarn. It just looks so good. It makes me so happy every time I look at it. It just fills me with joy. So I have my little rainbow strip. Well, my very long skinny rainbow strip.
Maybe
And
I missed my increase at the start. That's possible.
oh, very possible.
That's possible.
Then maybe I'll shock the pants off of everybody and actually wear it outdoors. My tube top.
I can see you doing it in the backyard.
I'll definitely do that. There will definitely be some outside shots just to try to capture how incredibly bright this yarn is. Like it costs your eyeballs in a bright light.
I love it.
But maybe I'll actually wear it out somewhere if it actually turns out to look okay. I have no idea. This could be another abysmal failure like the sun hat. I don't think it will be. I think it'll be fine. I'm not making awkward yarn substitutions this time. Lisa says, disturbing the fleece, brackets, Fatima Hines, has an adventure cabled sock pattern out. It's DK and currently $2. Ooh. I love a DK cabled sock.
I was going to say,
I
you have some Tweety DK yarn.
I know. I would have to get rid of 2 more projects first before I can cast those on, because I've been sticking to that. Thank you very much.
It's
I
true. She has
frogged 2
been
more
super
things before I started this Spring Valley bandeau.
excellent.
It was actually hilarious because when I was reading through my box to figure out what I was gonna frog, I came across 2 things and I'm like, these are definitely already marked as frogged in Ravelry. I 100% thought I ripped these out already.
Oh, jeez.
So it was a really easy choice because I absolutely believed I'd already done it.
The
I was
important part
so
is we got
surprised to
rid of
discover that
stuff.
I hadn't.
We got rid of stuff from that bin, which is important.
Yes. So we're sticking to the 2 out, 1 in. And you know what? It feels good. Things almost kind of sort of fit in the bin. And I'm getting needles and hooks back and project bags. I have empty project bags. My the
Oh,
basket that I had emptied the other night when I was cleaning, it's
yes.
now seems to just hold empty project bags. That's apparently what that basket is for now.
Sure, why not?
Although honestly, some of my project bags in quotations are like the mesh grocery shopping bags. So they're probably gonna go join the shopping bags again because some of those ones are on their way out. Because we like to put too many heavy things in bags at once, and a few of them are dying a little bit.
Yeah, they'll do that.
That's okay. And they're just not worth fixing, you know?
They really aren't. T. There we go. Fixed it. I now have 34 stitches.
Ah,
Look at that
perfect.
bag. Let's read the next row.
Oh, also was saying, did I see the yarn for that bag on Instagram?
You did. That is the Instagram post that I posted earlier today, also. It is 2 cakes of natural blues Karen cake yarn, which really, when I stop and think about it, is a cotton blend, which means this also counts for the Cozy Up Knits Spring Cal, too.
Ooh,
Look at me making one project for two things.
nice, nice.
I'll take it. I should have 36 stitches at the end of this row. I have two double crochet in the first stitch. Yep, I'm getting used to that step. Thank you. Skip one stitch, double crochet one. Oh, double crochet and skip stitch across. Oh, we're making that crossover stitches. Okay, I can do that.
And Karen was saying that bag looks amazing. What yarn are you using?
I'm using some cotton cakes, some Karen cotton cakes. So it's a 60% cotton, 40% worsted blend, or worse acrylic blend, so that it'll keep its shape because cotton sure won't.
Do, do,
No
do.
shading, just
Finish
skipping.
another row. It's so bright, I love it.
Skip a stitch,
Oh,
double
and also
crochet,
sending me more pattern links.
double
Is this for
crochet.
the oh, the adventure cable
Next.
socks? Fantastic. Throwing those in the
Oh,
favorites.
please do. I love links.
Excellent, excellent.
I'm doing the most complicated stitch in this whole pattern. It's not complicated. It's the same crossover stitch I did in my the hat you didn't make is the hat I did make.
I love
And
the
this is
description on this pattern. Join me for a different kind of knit along. It'll be part cal, part test knit, and all adventure. Capitals.
because I'm just
I love
thinking
it.
when I'm done those fingerless mitts I'm working on, I could cast on DK white socks. Never mind that I want to cast on Stardew Valley socks, and I casted on a sock on Thursday. And I haven't finished any socks. It's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. I have many socks going on here. Da, da, da. Karen says
The
DK
only
socks go
saving
so
grace
darn fast. They're
is
such fun. Yes,
I
100%. I'm
knit
gonna make those socks in the DK tweed.
so tight that for me to make fingering weight socks with color work, I actually have to use 4 millimeter needles.
That's
It's absurd.
that's bigger than the size I use for the drapey Stephen West shawls.
I know.
You knit so tight.
It's so tight.
How?
Uh, for hours, guys. Like I'll do it for 10 or 12 hours a day before my wrist starts to bug me.
Nikki says no one said you can't buy new patterns. This is true. I put no limitations on buying new patterns. Most of
Why
Asa's project
would you?
bags are empty, which is wild. That hasn't been true for me well ever because I've just collected more project bags as I go along.
Just feel like that
So at
sounds like a
every point
personal problem.
in my knitting life, I've had the right number of project bags, and they've
Just
pretty much all been
means
full.
oops, I skipped too far over.
I
Did
feel
I do
like
that all the
somebody
way
had
along?
sent something or asked a question. Oh, Karen was asking, what did I frog? I frogged the Safe Spaces blanket that I was intending to do as a scarf. That was the little hexagons that are all attached as you go.
Yeah, you lost steam on that pretty quick.
The hexagons are just a little bit too thinky. So I'm gonna do something very similar, but it's gonna be like more of a jelly roll blanket, but long like a scarf.
Yeah,
So
that'll work.
I'd only gotten like 3 or 4.5 hexagons in, so it was not a lot to rip. And then the other thing I pulled out was the Medicat, which was the crochet hat that I was formerly using this hook on. Because I realized I kind of stopped wearing slouchy hats, and so why make myself more slouchy hats if I haven't worn a slouchy hat in like 4 years?
Ooh, are we out of the slouchy hat trend?
I think we're, well, for me personally, yes. Right up until I put one on my head again and go, oh my god, why did I ever stop wearing these? These look so good. But for
Fair,
now, I'm not in a slouchy hat place, so I don't really need any new slouchy hats.
fair, fair, fair.
I should eat my mug cake before it solidifies
Oh,
and
jeez.
becomes gross. Lisa says my great aunts love the red, green, and white yarn I'm knitting dishcloths out of. That sounds very cheerful.
Does I love a good dishcloth? I need to make some for myself. I need to make some more for Diana.
You do. I definitely put a hole in one.
Oh, jeez.
They are my favorites.
Mom's requested some additional dishcloths this summer too. Something about Dad. I didn't ask after that. Dishcloths wear out. It's just time for new ones. And I've got the
Yeah.
cotton yarn, so I just need to sit down and do them.
Well, and they go fast.
I tend to crochet them because I like the crocheting through the back loop. Like I like the non-scrubby part
Mm-hmm.
that that gives, that little ridge. Works
Yeah,
really well.
it does. I think the ones I had were just like garter stitch corner to corner,
Yeah.
but like the garter stitch is scrubby enough. It's good. Mm-hmm.
So handy. So handy.
This is not related to knitting anything, but I finally figured out, I don't know, my brain's in an art space. I don't know where this is related in my head. Anyway, I figured out last night, I think for sure, I've decided on a tattoo design.
Okay.
Okay. Because I wanted to do the confusion corner symbol, but
Yes.
like, I don't want to do like the other people that I know that have the confusion corner symbol. I want to be like special. So there's a Winnipeg
I'm
artist that
I'm
has.
always a fan of like whatever it is that you decide, be able to stand your ground and argue your point as to why. That way
Oh, yes.
you know that it's the right choice.
I don't want to eat hairs. I
Don't
don't
eat
need to eat
hairs.
fiber today. I've got enough fiber in the oatmeal. I don't need hair
You're
fiber.
you're good.
I'm good. So there's. I was also inspired by this Winnipeg artist. That one that we have like a small art gallery of his work in our living room.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a nice artist.
Mm-hmm. One of his pictures is this lady sitting on like the telephone wires, like she's a bird or something. But she's got the confusion corner symbol above her head to indicate confusion. I think that print is actually called confusion. And it's such a great symbol for like, it's not just a question mark, it's like full on something else. So I'm like, okay, what if
He's a
we
little
do
processed.
something? What if we do something where there's, instead of question marks, it's little confusion corner symbols? And so I've even settled on a local artist that does fine line tattoos, and so I'm gonna get like a little sparrow that's like chirping about something, but it's just little confusion corner symbols all over its head.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
So I feel like because little confusion corner symbols for Winnipeg, but then there's like a sparrow because we have a bunch of sparrows that hang out in the birdhouse on the garage here, so that's like the two places that I've lived as an adult, which was the whole point of the tattoo in the first place, was to commemorate places that I've lived. So there we go. That's the plan. It's gonna be a little fine line tattoo of a chirping sparrow with little confusion corner symbols around its head.
Ooh, that works.
I still haven't quite decided where I'm gonna put it.
That's a whole other can of worms.
It's a whole other thing.
I've been talking with one of my cousins who are not my cousins,
The uncousins.
the uncousins. Things I miss from old English. The
Oh, you're right, Susanna. Not everyone
unfans.
knows what confusion corner is. Keep talking. I'm gonna pull up a confusion corner symbol.
He is a tattoo artist in Brandon. So I've been talking with him because I have been slowly adding to my collection of tattoos since I was 16 and I got my first one. And we've been discussing uh adding on to the one on my back. So my sister needs to take some updated photos of my back so he can see where mine's at. We're discussing the different things because I like the idea of a cousin I grew up with helping me express my personal history through tattoos.
Nice. All right, I'm
So
dragging it on the screen. Here we go. Okay,
yeah,
that's a confusion corner symbol.
it's a roadway, guys. It's just a road in the city. But
But
because it isn't a right angled corner, people really struggle with it.
it's just such a weird looking symbol. Like the first time you look at it, it's like, what is even going on here? Like it makes sense once you've been through it a couple of times, but like just initially, it's just the weirdest looking symbol.
It's a thing. It's like the forks for us.
And it's like a
City
symbol of
identifier.
Winnipeg, and everybody
It's
knows confusion
yeah,
corner. So
yeah. Which, given the number of
Karen
streets
agrees,
that
it's
slide
very
into it,
confusing.
it's not confusing.
It's a confusing looking symbol.
The symbol makes it look so freaking complicated. So it's not complicated.
The corner itself is not that bad once you've been through it a couple of times and you understand how all the roadways attach.
Once you know how to drive and pay attention, you're good to go.
Karen asks, is there a roundabout in there? No,
Nope,
there should be, but there is not.
there really should be. This province struggles with roundabouts. They don't do so well. Okay.
Oh, Lisa was asking what's an uncousin.
An uncousin is what happens when your father's brothers can't stay married to one woman.
So they were cousins, but they're not anymore.
So they're either an uncousin is either someone that they dated, their mom dated one of my uncles long enough that we spent a significant amount of childhood together, or they have been married into and then divorced from the family. Because again, mom came in, married another uncle, and then they divorced. That is an uncousin because I grew up and they would be my cousins for 5, 10 years, 15 years at the most. And then the adult relationship would break apart and the cousins would go away. In this particular case, he is one of my favorite uncousins because his mom dated one of my dad's brothers for a very long time, so they were around for a bit, all three of the kids. So we still call each other cousins, even though we aren't actually related either by blood or by marriage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As far as we're concerned, we're cousins, but there's people we try to explain it doesn't make any sense because we're not
That makes total
actually
sense. I
cousins.
have an
So
uncousin now that I'm thinking about it.
yeah, and it's a byproduct of having a mom and a dad who only have brothers. I have 5 uncles, guys. No, no aunts by birth, all uncles by birth. So as I stretch my wrist out, oh, there you go. Get those cracky sounds out of the way.
Lisa says, I call some second cousins cousins. I refer to their parents by aunt and uncle, but I call my dad's aunts and uncles by, excuse me, uncle and aunt.
See, second cousins are still cousins. Third cousins are cousins. Fourth cousins are cousins. It's just how far out into the family tree they are. Uncousins are not related to your family tree.
This makes sense in my head.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know
It's
if I
like
have second cousins.
I have an
What is a
uncle who
second
isn't.
cousin? I have a
So
very small family.
my cousin Ian is a second cousin because his uncle is my grandfather. There's we fall into different categories on our family trees.
Okay.
Yes. Second, third, fourth just means your relationships within the family tree are offset, and the offset degree determines second, third, or fourth placement. It honestly doesn't matter unless you're looking to marry one of them. In which case there's a certain level of legal separation of, I think it's like fourth removed or something before you're legally allowed to marry in this country or something. I don't remember. It changes over time, and all of my relevant history knowledge is for Middle English and like the medieval ages, and the laws were different.
Basically, don't marry your cousin that's just a bad time genetically speaking.
Yes, but at what point? So like there's differentiations and the laws change over time. So fine, whatever. Who cares? I don't. I'm not trying to marry a cousin. But I definitely have an extended family. We're not big, like we're small clumps of family.
Okay, so second cousins are kids of parents' cousins, I think. Yes? Sure.
Roughly, yeah. However it
Okay.
works. We're moved out. I don't remember. I
I don't
have
think I have any of
cousins.
those. Or if I do, I've
It's
never met them. Nobody
it's
knows who
pretty
they
much
are.
it's just irrelevant. They're cousins or they're not.
We're the branch of the family that went off west and nobody kept in touch, so I don't know anything about anything.
Which works. All right. I love that pain reliever cream you got me.
Oh, yeah? Maybe I should get some for
Yes,
myself.
you really should. It's so freaking good and handy.
Oh, Sherry has joined us in chat. Sherry has
Oh,
entered the
lovely.
chat.
Well, it's the same as like my Uncle Randy isn't actually my uncle. Guys, he's my uncle's best friend. Like he babysat me when I was a child. Like, oh, wee child. He's
He's
he's an uncle.
effectively. He's
He's
an
an
uncle.
uncle. Yeah.
He's done the uncle thing. He can be an uncle.
He does the uncle work. He gets the title, which is really just the biggest part of the family. It's like if you do the work, you get the title. If you don't do the work, you don't have the title. Whether or not you should have it by birth or by marriage is kind of irrelevant for us.
That makes
Like my
total
mom was
sense.
doing the math yesterday because she's adopted you and Aaron, and we're all March babies. So she was
Good
trying
to
to
know.
figure out
I'm
if that
glad to know
was
I've been
feasible.
adopted.
I'm like, yeah, you got $3 in March. Mom's like, I do. One on the 10th, one on the 11th, and one on the 16th. I'm like, yep. She's like, does that work? I'm like, yes. I mean, it's tight. It's tight between Diana and Aaron, but yes, it is feasible. She's like,
There's enough
you and your
space in there.
sister are really. She's like, you and your sister barely have enough space between the pair of you, so that makes sense. I just had all of you all at once. She's like, no, I
Yeah,
had you and your sister. I took a break, and then I had the other two. Totally fine. I'm like, okay,
yeah, makes sense to me.
figured it out in your head. That's what matters. Which
So does
works.
this
We're all
does this mean I have a
roughly,
perpetual couch to crash on and fridge to raid in Saskatchewan?
probably, yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
don't think that would.
good
You
to
know
know.
my parents. You know you could be like, I'm stranded in Saskatoon airport. Daddy would come get you. You know, Daddy would come get you.
Oh, I know.
They'd be offended if they found out afterwards you'd stayed in a hotel. Oh, shoulder pops. All right, guys, my wrist was hurting. Now that
Oh,
we've
don't do
stretched it
that.
out, it feels much better. But
Stretch.
anyway, I'm hoping to once I bring the have the tattoo brought up, I'm hoping to move into a half sleeve. So
Ooh.
it'd be tacked down to my elbow on the one side.
How does one decide what all to put in a sleeve? Like, is it just purely artistic? What, like, goes together?
Well, because now I've settled on a tattoo artist, I can now work with that specific artist and what I already have, and I will give him a list of items or things like for me that are like key character traits, like things that define me. Books, knitting, fantasy, like the things that I'm really into and my design aesthetic, like what I like the look of is very similar to what he creates, which is important. And it's a collaborative effort. So I will give him ideas and he'll come back with sketches, and then I will pick up the parts of the sketches I like, and we'll go through several design stages, like several design stages working on it, so that while the tattoo represents me, it has his. saying it because he's the artist. I'm the canvas. The problem is I'm a talking canvas. So like I have
A canvas with
opinions.
opinions.
I'm a canvas with opinions. So we'll go through that, and that could take a little bit to do. But it is something that a good tattoo artist will do is they will work with you to help develop what it is that you're looking for and the stages that it has to be in. Like I love clean, bold lines. I'm not a huge fan of coloring. So a lot of the ink work will just be black,
Makes sense.
which is a representation of going blind with a strong contrast, right? There should be a dragon in there because my mom has a dragon tattoo, and my sister and I got sketched out from the dragon tattoo a skeletal and shadow version of her tattoo because we're
Ah,
the daughters of the dragon. So we want to have that somewhere in our final designs
I love that.
as our link back to our mom. If I use any colors, they'll be the colors pulled from the Scottish plaid. That is my family name and crest. Like I'll pull those colors in and do fades. So it'll start with color at the line and then fade to my natural skin color because like that's the sort of look that I like. That's the aesthetic that appeals to me. But I love strong, clean lines and stuff. So all of the bits of myself I cannot change. The bits of myself that have always been part of books. It's been books since I was a kid. So like we can have book references in there.
Oh,
Totally fine. It's just
absolutely.
what
I would be
what
shocked if you
references
didn't.
do we pull? Yeah. Like, will there be in somewhere sneakily snuck in a sleeping cat? Probably. Probably knowing my cousin. Probably. Because I'm a cat lover. It's a thing. Like, will we have aspects of my religion in there? Of course, absolutely. They're not gonna be like it's not gonna be like a face on my arm because that's not my style.
Yeah.
But like an open book with turning pages, flipping pages, entirely possible. I don't know. We have to do that. But I knew for sure I always wanted my back done, like up to my shoulder blades, and it's only been like the last half decade or so I've thought, no, I would be comfortable with a half sleeve, not a full sleeve. Like I don't want down to the wrist, but a half sleeve. I would totally do a half sleeve. I would do that.
Oh, Asa says you need to get your wrist okay by next Saturday.
Yeah, well, it's whip sprints. So what I need to do is take Friday off. So we're going to be video gaming Friday off. So I don't know if you understand how that works. I'm going to do some video gaming Friday afternoon instead of knitting all day. I'll do a half work day on Friday because I know we'll be whip sprinting for like 4 or 5 hours on Saturday.
Yep.
I also know that like Sunday I don't knit on the Sunday after whip sprints. So I was very excited that Warhammer is this coming Sunday
Oh, that just works out.
because I'm forced to take the knitting break because I'm doing something else. It doesn't help that I was knitting all night, all during D&D last night. So I knitted a lot Saturday, which was yesterday. So my wrist is a bit sore. And then, I sleep on my side. So sometimes your wrist gets at a funny angle and
Oh,
then
I
you're
know
out
that.
cold. Yeah.
You wake
It
up
just
and you're like,
doesn't,
why is my
doesn't,
entire
what?
arm asleep?
Why did this happen? And then you're like, never mind. I understand. All right, I need 38 stitches at the end of this row. I did my little crossies, little crossover stitches,
Oh, that's so
little
cute.
crossover stitches.
I'm so
So
jealous of how fast yours is going.
bulky weight 7 millimeter tote bag.
I know. String. Well, I guess it's more of a strip now.
You're doing fingering.
I know. But only
It's
one
going to
skein.
take
I got smart
longer.
this time. I got smart this time. I'm like, I'm doing something small so that I actually finish it. So it's a one skein thing.
It's the nature of what you did.
Well, we've been on for about an hour.
Ooh, that means everybody's had a chance to cast on, which is good.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we had more plans. If we're gonna keep hanging out, I don't know. Just figured I'd be a clock for a second. Because this is my grand plan for today. I'm doing podcast stuff and laundry. That's my big exciting day.
Oh man, I don't think I can handle that sort of level of excitement.
I know. This might be too exciting. I might even go for a walk.
too much. No, this was it. We were just going to cast on, do a bit of chatting. You and I need to go record the podcast for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I love the idea of having a hot second to do adulting today because I have some fabric that I literally ironed on Tuesday. I ironed on Tuesday
Uh-huh.
that I have with the scissors on top, the tailor's chalk, and my measurements listed for the shapes I need
So it's
on a piece of
extremely ready to
paper.
go, is what you're saying.
It's
And it's
extremely
been
ready for
sitting
me
there
to
since Tuesday.
Tuesday, waiting for me to sweep my floors for the week so I can lay the fabric out on the floor and cut things.
Uh-huh.
So that might be nice to get to before the sun sets because I need the natural light to work with.
Uh-huh. Also says, I
So
did not cast on anything for spring yet. I just started on second socks.
does
Does that mean we need to stay on until Asa casts on?
Asa know what she's casting? I think she was going to cast on that really beautiful lightweight poncho pattern. What was that called? It was like
I
this
super don't know.
gorgeous lacy scarf thing. Oh, so good.
I came back in the second half of that conversation about ponchos, I think. But I
I
didn't
think so,
catch what it
yeah.
was.
I'll have to go look it up. It's in the Spring Equinox Patreon thread.
Okay.
But it's really pretty because it could like just easily just be a scarf,
Ooh.
like a super lightweight summer scarf.
That sounds glorious.
Because
Why?
you don't have to pull it down over your shoulders to be a poncho. You can just leave it draped on your neck.
Yeah. Why
And I
do
think it's like
I why
one
why
skate or
when I'm
something.
looking at projects I'm like, "Oh, I want this giant thing that's going to take forever to knit," and then I never finish it and I just keep starting more giant projects and never actually finishing them. Why do I do it to myself?
It's taken me, what, 2, 3 years to figure out I don't wear pullover sweaters. I've known this fact for a very long while now, people. That's why you
Doesn't
keep
stop you from trying.
inheriting sweater.
Maybe this
No,
one
I
will be all
keep.
right. Maybe this one will be different.
It's never different. I know it's not different. I don't know why I do that to myself.
I don't know, but I'm okay with inheriting sweaters. So,
I thought she might be, so I wasn't worried about it. I was talking to my friend who picks me up. He's like, "Well, if you don't like the Easy V because you warm up too much," and he's like, "Why not just rip it and reclaim the yarn?" I'm like, "I would, but I know Diana's gonna love the colors and the shape on her." He's like, yes, that would be a consideration. I'm like, it's like when you build a model and you like it, but it's not gonna fit your thingy. But you know, he's like, yeah, you know someone who's going to love that model just as is. I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm at. Diana's gonna put the sweater on, guys, and I'm never getting it back. Will not leave her person.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm
So I'm
very
not
excited
worried
about the
about it.
sweater. Not gonna lie.
It's a freaking gorgeous sweater. I'm just annoyed at how fast I get hot in it.
Well, I will replace it with an equivalent amount of unknit yarn, and you can do
Gotta
something
work.
better with it.
Make a
Ha! Okay, I
cardigan.
finished the row. It's
Good.
so long. I
Dude,
can't.
it goes all the way around you.
I can't fit it all on the screen.
It goes all the way around you.
Don't see any particular color pooling yet, which is probably for the best.
Well, yeah, that and you have good, like, what, 3 rows done? 4 rows done?
I four, I think.
Oh, I'm only 1 row ahead of you. And like an eighth of the stitch count. uh, but no, I think we're
Also
good.
says I have yarn. I will cast on the poncho, but not tonight. My brain is not into starting, and it's two squares sewn together. Ugh, why was that hard?
So yeah, that'd be terribly easy to make into just a scarf, just to like loosely drape it down your shoulders like a
Yeah.
cowl and just have it hang. Oh, it would totally work. There you go.
Sandy
Got a
says
little
I'm
glow
going to
done.
cast on socks and no need to panic sweater from Casapinka and some dishcloths. That's so much casting on. That sounds like a
I
great day.
like, I love Casapinka's patterns. They're freaking wonderful. I made the Goldfish Memories one. It's that pink and
Yes,
white shawl.
I remember that one.
So good. I love that shawl so much. My niece keeps eyeballing it.
Uh huh.
She's proved she can do non-acrylic yarns because she had that eye-searing pink sweater
Uh huh.
from What? She got it when she was like six,
I don't remember.
six
It's
or
been a
eight,
while.
and just gave it back to me. And she's like 16 because she outgrew it finally. And it's in good condition. She wears it all the time. So like I can totally rip that yarn out because it's two fingering held double and make her a faded or striped ice earring pink and highlighter color striped cardigan with a nice strong dark gray contrast band.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
So I think that'll look really good.
And Mickey says she knit the Goldfish Memories also.
It's a really good shawl. I have another pattern from Casa Pink I haven't knit yet that is just, I think it's Koi Pond that I have. It's just, she makes lovely patterns. She makes lovely patterns. Lovely patterns. But no, I think that's good for a cast on party. Got to
Yeah.
sit, chat, people got to craft for a bit, and we get to ask the super important question. Did Diana read the rules for her own knit with us?
Probably not. Did I post them? Most certainly I did not. Guess what
Guys,
I'm
we're gonna
doing
go,
right
and I'm
now?
gonna make Diana post the rules.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go do that.
Oh, guys.
Okay.
Hopefully we get a chance to do some gaming this week.
Yes, I'm sure we can fit that in.
Otherwise, we'll see you. You will see us on Wednesday.
Yes.
Diana, we'll say goodbye. And then you and I can record the podcast. Why are you sleeping on my fun cat?
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks for
Bye,
joining
guys.
us.